Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. Ooh, yes, here we go. We hopped up on that bus. Bert, chill, Hyatt, Roger, and Lowy, crushing friendly Gus. Bulldog vision, all these boys see is red. What a crappy life, R.I.P. Ed. Heights GMC.
Good morning and welcome to another episode of the Big Ugly Sports Show. We are brought to you by Premier Properties of Dublin. We are your first and your only source for mediocre, below average sports coverage. We're glad you could join us today. My name is Chill. Let's meet the big and the ugly team. So, came out with the wrong one to start with, but sitting to my left, he had a cup of coffee in the Marines. He loves to talk over people. He survives off of 5-hour energy shots. The people of Dexter have mixed feelings about him. He's Mitch, the Bus Lawhorn.
Somebody got me muted again.
Every time. But to clarify, that's Braves. That's Braves right there, not Florida State.
Definitely. Okay. I did all come on.
All right, and sitting to my right, ladies and gentlemen, he's a UGA graduate. He is a die-hard dog. He can make a bottle of mouthwash stink. He's a Sour Patch Kid. You either love him or you hate him. He's the pride of Buddy Johnson Road, Adam Hightower.
Am I okay? I wasn't sure if I was muted or not. Most people love me, for the record.
Yeah. But you either do one of the two, though. Most.
I think that's true for everybody.
I've been getting mad props on Hightower. This is just how awesome he is as a person in general.
I mean, thank you, Law.
I didn't. It didn't come from me.
Tell whoever said it. I appreciate it.
Well,
I can't argue that, though. I mean,
my lovely cousin.
Some days, maybe.
My lovely cousin that runs the school lunch program. She bragged on him, and I really feel like she needs to go back and listen.
I agree. I think she does too,
because I believe he is actually the one that brought up the topic.
Some would even say he complained.
Yeah, I feel like he did, but he put it off like the people were complaining.
Well, they are,
but he is the people champ.
But now, if we're talking about the price tag, not a fan. The actual food and the people that prepare it, there's no bigger fan in all the lands than me.
They're second to none.
That's right.
I would say, where else can you go in Lawrence County and get $5 worth as much as you can eat? I mean, you can go back in there and get seconds.
Yeah. Well, you pay. You double up next time. I think
he don't really know. They've been doubling down on him.
I believe that's only if you go get the main course. What do they call it? They call it a la carte.
Entrees.
A la carte.
I don't know.
Sure.
Regardless.
Either way, shout out.
Or for some people.
Shout out to Don.
Some people like to use the word irregardless.
Just killing it. If y'all hadn't had a chance to go and look at Lawrence County's website.
Yeah.
The
phenomenal lunch food.
Just awesome lunch food.
Let me see if I can find it on here. It's been a long time.
That is phenomenal right there.
That's how we feel about the lunch food right
It's really on Garnto that the food's
$5. I like to blame Garnto. Oh, well.
Well, the thing is, he's quit listening, I'm pretty sure, so we can blame him.
We can bash Garnto for an entire episode.
As soon as you do, he's going to listen.
I'll catch wind. All right, while you if you're watching on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you're at, make sure, point down there, click on that subscribe button down there. Give us that subscribe.
Are we going to have one?
It's there every week.
Okay, I didn't know every week.
Here, if I do like this?
Yeah, it's down in there. That subscribe button. Make sure you give us that subscription and follow us. Make sure you're following us on social media as well so you can keep up with everything we got going on. Now, we are on the verge of college football season. I mean, we're getting closer and closer. What are we?
2 weeks.
Yep. Yeah, so it's right around the corner. We obviously, it's a lot easier for us as, sports show host.
Yes.
To talk when
colleges call this, what do they call it, fall camp?
Yeah, so it's going to be great to talk about. But to lead us into it right now, we're just going to toss around some teams that we think have a chance to finish near the top. Who you got? You think's got a chance?
You want me to start at 5 and go up, or?
Ooh, I always like to build a little suspense going to the top.
So my number 5 team is one of my least favorite teams in all of college football. Be Ohio State Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always there, though.
As Roger said, yum.
Meow.
Yeah, it's more like a cat almost.
It's like meow.
Yeah. Number 4 is
a teacher was in here actually when Raji was in the lab in here, and when he did that, it scared her when he went, yeah. She's like, what is that? Cat? That's what she
You
thought.
just
Was
got to
a cat.
keep doing it in a quiet voice. Meow.
All right, go ahead. Who you got for?
Number 4 is another team. I hate to put this team in here because of Raji, but I mean,
bumped them up that.
I think I'm a believer in the coach that they have, the quarterback they have, all the talent they're bringing back. They got some transfers in. They have a really deep roster of older guys. So they built their weak spots up through the transfer portal, and anyway, I think they're going to have the ACC is not very good.
That's a factor in the conference.
Yeah, and so really the only team that they have to compete with in conference is Clemson, and I think they've got some issues that anyway. If I don't know, FSU is my 4.
Okay.
Number 3.
I feel like you did that for Raji. And
I did not do that.
And he didn't even come today.
I would love to have FSU at like 32.
And best case, they finish there.
Yeah. Because we got money riding on this year anyway. They got to be top 4. But
Man, if they come out, listen, and you know just as I do, they slip up and beat LSU week 1. You
ain't gonna tell them nothing.
But you'll be able to place any bet you want with him because you know they'll eventually lose, and he'll be riding high.
Yeah. That fat arm will be tomahawk chopping. Number 3, another team I don't like, mainly because of their coach, Michigan. But they have a lot coming back. They have a talented quarterback. That's where I'm at on that.
Big Blue.
Yeah.
Number 2, they're a running team though.
Well, their quarterback's a runner.
They're good.
Number 2, this is my sleeper pick for the SEC, the LSU. I guess you could call it sleeper
They played
pick.
the championship last year, but
I like it.
Yeah, but
LSU's good, man.
they are.
they were in the SEC championship game, but it wasn't close, and the West was a little bit down last year, I think. But I like the head coach. I'm not a big fan of Jaden Daniels, their quarterback, but I think Brian Kelly and year 2 in his stuff, they're going to be better, and they just have so much talent every year at LSU. So, and yes, number 1, them dogs.
I like it.
I mean, I
like it. Number 1.
I saw a quote a guy, and I can't remember his name, so I can't.
This mode don't
can't
even
reference
have Alabama in the top 5.
Can't reference it. The guy that said it, but he said it was
One lost team. Alabama's not even.
This was the best college football team he's ever seen in person.
Oh yeah. It was. Oh man.
Ed from Beyond the Grave sent it to me, and sent me the quote.
In person?
It was from
Neuheisel.
Neuheisel was quoting another guy.
Gotcha.
Are they letting Ed into the practices?
Oh, Ed does what he wants.
He's in the spirit realms because
He's got his big ugly sports media pass down there.
No, I was going to say, even media, they shut the media out during practice. So
not us, not big
him.
ugly, not big ugly.
Not if you're a former quarterback.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Law, who you got? Give us some 5.
Well, it's not. It's just kind of mixed around, but I'm definitely not putting Alabama out of the top 5.
Hey,
one lost team, Alabama.
When I get to do my 5,
I mean,
you can shut up about my 5.
you shut your mouth.
You shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
All right, I agree with you that I believe Florida State's going to have a good year. I think they're going to be 1, maybe 2 losses. But so I got them at 5.
So hold on, you had him at 4. He was baffled you had him that high.
Couldn't believe I had him.
No,
And he got him 1.
No, it wasn't.
You said you've got him that high.
What? Because y'all said we're going to do Heisman also, right?
What's that got to do with your?
Just wait.
Just
Oh,
wait.
yeah,
Just
just
wait.
wait.
Just wait.
Just wait.
Hey, just wait.
Just wait, bro.
He's going to try to prove a point later.
Just
but
wait, bro.
More
In his
likely,
mind right now, he's thinking how he can turn it into
now,
this.
wait, bro.
now he's completely off track.
All right, number 4.
But with conference, I believe they're going to win the conference. I believe outright. I think they're going to lose to LSU. Possibly another loss in there somewhere. But 1 loss team.
I
they'll
think
be
they
in the top
lose to
5.
LSU and run table.
But because the ACC is so weak, I don't think they'll make the Final Four.
That's fair.
This would be the year where Raji really pitches a fit, and he needs them. He needs the big playoffs. He needs the big playoffs.
Yeah, if they don't succeed this year, my boy's going to be in a bad way this year.
Well, I mean next year it's lights out because then they're in the
But he
playoff.
said this is their best
Easily.
chance. They're going to be worse. So according to him,
Who are they losing?
quarterback and
Yeah.
running
Go
back.
ahead.
All right,
Go ahead.
all right.
Number 4.
Long story short. All right, number 4,
Yeah.
I got this. Like you said, sleeper. But they could be possibly higher. They're going to definitely make the playoffs. This is how they're going to do it because I believe they're going to win the SEC. But I think they're going to finish at 4, LSU.
You got them beating Georgia?
I got them beating Georgia, but I got Georgia beating them in the national championship.
Georgia fans, I want you to
Mark.
I mean, I'm a Georgia fan.
Dude,
I'm a Georgia
shirt.
You know how hard it is? You know how hard it is to repeat in sports?
Not that hard. They did it already. They've already
right. And what would you call it? Trepeat?
You know, like, hey, that's just you do it. Hey, that's just you not going with your heart, just being a true sports reporter right here.
I'm a sports reporter, so I got to call it like I see it.
We got to get him a badge.
Pound for pound,
Yeah,
I believe returning, like you said, Kelly, last year he worked on his offense. This year, through the portal, he worked on his defense. I'm telling you what, dude, they're going to, like you said, sleeper, but I don't really think they're a sleeper. Because they did go to SEC last year. This year, going to be performers. Wait till you see my husband picks. Moving on. And then I don't like them, but I believe Ohio State's going to be at 3, Alabama at 2, Georgia at 1.
So, wait.
LSU's going to win the West. Hold on. Stop. LSU's going to win the West. Alabama's going to have 1 loss to LSU. Georgia's going to win the East. They'll meet in the SEC championship. Both of them 1-loss teams. Georgia's going to go into the SEC undefeated. They'll lose, still get in the playoffs.
This is actually another segment we were going to do. You're ruining it right now.
What?
Our predictions of how everything's going to go at the end.
Sorry, we'll reiterate.
I didn't know we were doing that.
No,
that's what I got. I just cannot believe you put Alabama out.
But you know what?
Hey, top 5.
Tip my hat for your homework right there. Wow,
man, I worked on it. I even did my bracket.
He's got scenarios. He's already.
Well, I mean,
I've never seen him more dedicated to anything other than
you know how hard. And they're only going to do it this year. They're only going to do it this year because the playoffs are next year. It's going to be really difficult, but they're going to let 3 SEC because of the debacle last year with TCU. They're going to put 3 SEC teams in the.
I like that
in
pitch.
The playoffs this year. If they don't, then whoever picked the playoffs is just stupid.
So you had Bama 2, them dogs is 1.
I got Bama 2, dogs 1, and then you got, I believe, all 4 possibly are going to be 3-loss teams. Ohio State may go in there undefeated. Dude, you got Michigan up there above Ohio State. I don't know how. They're a running team. I don't feel like.
Let me ask you
I
this.
think Ohio State's going to air that thing out.
Let me ask
Marvin
you
Harris.
this. Who won the last 2 big?
By like very slim margins.
Who won?
I mean, who won the last 2 national championships?
Yeah, dogs. That's what I won.
Again, it's hard to do that year in and year out. Am I wrong? Right.
But Michigan was better than Ohio State the last 2 years. And I predict that they're better again this year.
They got outcoached. They got outcoached.
Okay. And
Harbaugh's a ground and pound guy. He's going to slow the game down by ground and pound. But he ain't going to be able to do it because they're going to air that thing out.
Well, they've been trying to air it out. That's what they do. They've been trying. Ryan Day, he ain't got it.
My sleeper Heisman guy, when we get on Heisman.
We ain't there yet. Hold on. Sit tight.
All right. Well, chill.
Let's go with your top 5. I've got Florida State at 5. I do have Florida State at 5. I've got them losing to LSU, and I've got them losing to Clemson. I think.
Me and you the same right now. Losing to Clemson?
Yeah, I think Clemson.
Have you seen Clemson?
Can you be quiet? I didn't do this when you were talking. I listened.
That's a trash big.
I think. Well, Florida State's not world beater, so. I think Klubnik, or whatever you say his name, is going to have a really good year.
Yes.
And their defense is going to be, I trust my buddy Nick Easton over there on the D-line. They're going to have it together. And I actually have Clemson at 4. So, but just mainly because the ACC is so weak. So I think Florida State's going to have 2 losses. Clemson could have a loss somewhere along the schedule to maybe a South Carolina or somebody like that. But I've got them at 4. I've got LSU at 3. I think they'll be the 3rd best team when it's all said and done. And then I have Ohio State at 2 and Georgia at 1. I could.
So you got 2 ACC teams in your top 5.
In the 5 and the 4.
And again, 2 of you just hate, like people hate on Georgia. 2 of you just completely eliminate Alabama.
But at the same time, let me say this: I could very easily see if Alabama would. I just think there's so much issues for them at quarterback that's just going to be too much. And the SEC is going to be too much. Why are you making that face?
What? Why are they having issues at quarterback? Have they ever had issues at quarterback?
Well, there's a first time for everything. There's a quarterback battle, and neither one of them are like.
But why can they have those problems, but Georgia can't have those problems?
Who said Georgia cannot have those problems?
I mean, you're jumping up. Georgia's going to repeat at number one. We have definitely question marks at quarterback.
Yeah, but we are really good everywhere else.
Are we? Our defensive line, the major question marks at our defensive line.
Oh my gosh!
No.
I mean, we lost Jalen Carter, but they're going to be really good.
Reloaded
and recruited so good
everywhere else.
But understand their recruiting is for the future. How many freshmen jump in on defensive line and just stand out? And
I didn't say
I'm telling you right now, our defensive line is perfectly okay. We're good at D line.
And really good at linebacker and dumb.
And our secondary is deep.
I believe we're good at
our D line is going to be
in
good.
the past 2 years when we won national championships, our D line shut out. Right?
Yeah, but these guys, we'll see. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in with us so far. Make sure you stay with us. We're going to pause for a quick commercial break. For all of your commercial and residential real estate, as well as property management needs, give Premier Properties of Dublin a call at 478-274-1606. Their customer service is unmatched, and I can personally guarantee that they will work with you to get you the deal that you want. Again, that's Premier Properties at 478-274-1606.
This is Brad Meeks, owner of Brian's Giant Subs. Thanks for listening to the Big Ugly Sports Podcast. Come see us today to grab your favorite sub, 1632 Veterans Boulevard in the Oaks Shopping Center, Dublin, Georgia.
Are you tired of overpaying for your cable? Do you feel like you're not getting your money's worth? I've got just the solution for you. J2 Streaming Services. With over 9,000 live channels and packages starting at $15 a month. Visit www.j2streaming.com.
Bank of Dudley is proud to sponsor the Big Ugly Sports Show. Wherever you're listening to your favorite sports show, you can also be banking with your favorite bank. Bank of Dudley offers mobile and online banking platforms to make managing your money easy. Get on that Bank of Dudley bus. Bank of Dudley since 1905. Member FDIC.
Big Peach Car Wash, located across from Walmart on Highway 80. They will be breaking ground soon. Make sure for all your car washing and vehicle needs to stop by Big Peach Car Wash, located across from Walmart on Highway 80. Blackshear Beverage with 2 locations, located in the Cordele area on Highway 280 and Georgia 300. For all your beverage needs, be sure to stop by Blackshear Beverage.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Premier Properties. If you're joining us on 35, we appreciate you following us on TV 35. At this time, we're going to do our weekly Brian Subs drawing. So thanks to Brad Meeks and the gang over at Brian's Giant Subs right there in Dublin, Georgia, for donating a sub a week. And we're going to see who the lucky winner is. Now, hey, we're just coming back to school. We're just getting back in the routine. So, Hyatt and myself both forgot to post the drawing for this week, but we had such a good turnout for last week that we just going to circle back and draw one from last week, and then we'll have a new post coming this week. So, Hyatt, if you will, search us a name on Instagram right there. We got Facebook last week. We'll go Instagram this week and give me a winner. Let's go with number 9. Give me number 9 on there.
We got Miss Donna Sapp as the winner here today.
Shout out, Donna.
Brown noser over here.
That worked out well. Miss Donna Sapp, the Brian Subs winner.
Local celebrity Donna Sapp.
Miss Sapp, if you're listening and if you're only listening for us to critique the lunchroom, then hopefully you hung around to hear your win for the sub. So if you get a chance, go down.
She did tell me she might not be able to listen anymore after last week's critiquing of.
We ran her away.
But we didn't critique the lunchroom. We were critiquing prices, and that's true. Due to inflation.
That's true. Okay, so Donna, make sure you go by there and enjoy that half sub courtesy of Brian's Subs. All right, staying in college football before we move on, we'll start with you, Lawson. You're super excited about this, I can tell. My boy did his homework. We're going to look at his top 3 Heisman predictions for this year of who you think's got a chance to take home that trophy.
Just real fast, though. Just real fast.
Nothing you do is real fast.
Don't base it off of my critique earlier of the top 5 college football.
So totally new. Erase that, right? Out of our mind.
Because you're going to say
short list long.
Let me make a short list real long.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I want to give a shout out. I could never put him in my top 4 just because I in general hate. I dislike most all Pac-12. Anything West Coast, I'm not a fan of that football.
So this is your honorable mention number 4?
But this is my honorable mention, the old Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, stud.
He could very easily be in the top 4. He could be the Heisman winner.
Overrated.
And it's
good.
It's Washington. He is good. He's very good. But
Real
Washington's not going to get enough love.
If he was in on any other team,
he wouldn't be as good.
Here's what we can't do. We can't spend this much time on your number 4.
Can we
It's
move
not
on?
even in
He's
the
not even
three.
number 4. He's not even in the top 5.
Okay.
Are we doing top 5 or top
top
4?
three.
It was top 3.
3. Pay attention.
Top 3. All right. I got. This is why I said don't, because I didn't even put their team in my top 5.
That's enough with the preface.
Is Michigan's J.J. McCarthy. I got him in my top 3.
But he's a runner.
He's number 3.
They're a running team.
I like him. One loss team, won't win their conference. That's why I put him at 3. I don't feel like you should be able to win the Heisman if you don't win the conference. And I'm basing it off of winning teams should have the Heisman. Because if you're not
who won the Pac-12 last year?
USC? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even
Not
care.
USC. I think it was Utah.
Utah? Yeah,
Okay.
the Utes.
And guess who won?
Running
Guess
team.
who won the Heisman? Caleb Williams.
USC.
Go ahead.
USC's quarterback. Again, but I'm not going to put. You know how hard it is to repeat. Only one person's ever done it.
Who's your number
Repeat
2?
a Heisman.
Anyway, just go ahead.
10 minutes on you right here. Who's number 2?
He
this
cut
guy.
me off.
I'm just helping you out.
And he's going to like my
Hey,
next guy.
shame on somebody for cutting you off.
He's
I
my
mean, shame.
he's my
I
sleeper
had
guy.
some friends were listening to the show over the past weekend, and
Some would
They
say
said-
that's their favorite thing about me
They
is I cut people off. Some would say that.
But some would say not.
Some would say that's not.
they said one of them said they just didn't like it. They couldn't hear anything because of you. They said
Just me?
They said the only thing that they could hear was the bear. This is what they kept calling you. And I was like, he's not the bear. Like, I don't know where y'all came up with the bear.
I'm sort of the bear.
All right, Barry,
You're
go
a
ahead.
Barry.
Who's your number 2?
Bear-like.
So 5 minutes in, and we just got your number 3.
He interrupted my.
Don't feel good, does it?
I mean, regardless, this is my sleeper guy because it's unknown. It's
I just know
unknown.
that
He's
things
either going
that
to
I
have a
have-
really good year. He could have a bad year. I predict him to have a really good year. Is Carson Beck, Georgia?
Okay.
I believe he's going to have a really good year and show out.
So here's the issue that I have, not an issue that I have with this, but my question to you is: so if he finishes second in the Heisman voting, that means he has been spectacular at quarterback, which means Georgia.
I predicted Georgia to win it all, baby.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh.
But you was knocking me. Well, Georgia can't have problems. Blah, 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 blah. All right, go.
but the problem is, here's the problem. This is why I got him finishing second. Is they generally vote for Heisman right before the bowl games. This is why I got him finishing too. Is I don't believe,
It's in the
me
early
personally,
December.
I don't believe Georgia's going to win the SEC. I believe LSU's going to win the SEC, and I believe Jaden Daniels is going to be your Heisman winner.
Oh, okay.
Terrible.
That's all. That's all. I said it here first. LSU's going to win the SEC, and then Georgia's going to beat them in the next.
Let me tell you what's crazy is no joke. I wouldn't be surprised if nobody you just talked about, not one person makes the Heisman finalists. I mean, not even Penix.
What?
We'll see. All right, hey, who you got?
Who the piss did y'all pick? I want to hear. Y'all probably pick Caleb Williams. He's going to repeat. Second person in the history of the Heisman is going to
Now,
repeat.
just
and
because-
he's a mediocre quarterback. Nah,
That's a cold
they
take.
compare him to Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is 10 times better than him.
Okay, anyway, so just
It's a
because
fact.
they're on the list doesn't mean we think they're going to win. Because I also do not believe he goes back to back, and I'm not a fan of him. He's one of my least favorite.
I don't even believe
players.
he'll be invited. I
Okay.
believe he's going to have a letdown year at USC. It's just saying. Put him on your list, though.
People that are watching and listening.
Y'all done
This
made
is what
hype.
we
You done
deal
made
with.
hype.
This is
people.
what we deal with.
Hey,
You said-
you
you know
done
how
made
serious
me pick it up.
This how serious I had to pick my microphone up.
I'm just saying.
And look and stare
I'm
into the
just saying,
camera.
The majority. This is why they don't repeat. The majority of people have a letdown year after they win the Heisman.
Majority.
and
All
he's
right.
going to have a letdown year. And
You know what
and
lets me
USC's
down?
not that great anyway.
God,
know
I'm
what
so
lets me
close to
down?
muting your mic right now so we can go on
Just
with it.
mute him.
I'm waiting on him. He's arguing. I'm waiting to hear who he's got to say. Caleb Williams at 1.
No,
Go ahead.
no. I do have Caleb Williams because
Trash pick.
I don't like Caleb Williams. I don't think he's that dude. whatever. And he did some things that I consider trashy and not being good leadership. But the returning Heisman,
Good football player.
I mean, he is, and so he's on my list. Another one I don't care to have in there, but Jordan Travis is a really good quarterback.
I agree. I agree.
And if
he's in my top 5,
and if you looked at his numbers, Roger and I have done this, did it last year after football season. You look at his numbers, and if you average them out and project what he would have done if he hadn't have been injured and missed like a game and a half, he's a really good, productive quarterback. And I think that they have some of the best receivers in the country. The receivers they have are monsters, like 6'7", 6'4", 6'5", can run. So I think he's going to have a really big year. And then we're only doing 3, right?
3. So who's your winner? Or, well, not winner, but who's the other one?
Brock Bowers.
Good choice.
I mean, he's the best tight end in the country. I think he's the best skill player in the country as far as, I mean,
you could argue he's the best college football player.
Yeah,
in the country.
he easily could be the
argument.
best college football player in the country. So, and I know it's a stretch, but I was trying to think outside the box a little bit. I wanted to do have somebody in there that was not like, all quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So, I went Brock Bowers.
Solid list. See how quick he did that? That was good. Thank you. All right.
because we're not making comments. You said don't make comments.
No, you can, but you just make too many.
Because we got to hurry up because you got to go get on the bus.
All right, number 3 for me, I've got Marvin Harrison Jr.
I
for
like
Ohio
it.
State.
I like
I
it.
think he will be invited. I'm not sure just because it's so hard for a wide receiver to win it because you got to have your quarterback. But I like him to be there and get invited. And then my other 2 are just not far out there. I agree. I think Jordan Travis is going to be in my opinion, could easily win the Heisman.
Who's this?
Jordan Travis. But I think he's definitely a top 2. And then
If FSU wins their conference,
right,
You've got Clemson winning.
I understand. That's why if that were not to happen, then he could win the Heisman.
I agree. He's in my top 5.
And then I do think, and this is going to be unpopular, I think Caleb Williams is going to win it again. I think he's.
Oh my God, that's horrible.
It may be, but he is the best quarterback in college football. He's another year under Lincoln Riley. He's got some weapons out there, receivers that have coming back. I mean, why could you say he's not? And he plays in.
He wasn't
Lincoln
even the
Riley.
best quarterback in college football last year.
Lincoln Riley does.
He won the Heisman.
He produces.
But again, there wouldn't. He was not the best quarterback last year.
Okay.
Again, they keep comparing
But
him to
you gotta
Jalen
remember,
Hurts because he's Jalen Hurts like.
You know what?
He's like a poor man's Jalen Hurts.
It's difficult. It is.
Well,
it's
because
difficult.
I made a comment, and now you can comment on my comment.
The people that vote for Heisman are who?
Media.
Yeah. And what is the media capital of
California.
college?
But
Yeah.
then you should pick Ohio
right.
State's quarterback.
So
He should be in your top 4.
it's a little bit biased because the writers or voters
Or up north.
no
out west.
west.
A lot out west.
All right.
So if they're going to vote U.S. They're going
Good.
California, University of Southern California isn't California's on the west coast.
Right, is the most populated state. I get that. I understand what you're saying. Hey, you're
And so
right. The
things are
majority of writers
So-
are out west. I get
And they'll
in
probably
California.
And he
rolling
also has an
get
easier route to put up big numbers.
Again, if USC goes again 2 years in a row without winning a conference, they're a 2-loss team. He is not going to win, and they're going to have a
I think they win their
letdown
conference
year.
this year.
He's going to have a letdown.
I think they win their conference this year. Utah's super seniors are gone, they could still lose to Oregon, but
Listen, man, Lincoln Riley has not been able to win
How about this?
the big game. He has not been able to win the big game, but he has been able to win games, and I do think that they'll win.
Looking at that West Coast, dude, there's a lot of people in the top 5, top 7 area. Guess who they got for Heisman? Out there, out west. Freaking Bo Nix. How long has that rascal been?
Oh wow, yeah, I don't. He's not in
Dude,
the conversation for me.
Bo Nix is, but he's
Hey,
in
good for him.
people's-
Good for Bo.
He's been playing like the people pick on Stetson Bennett. I feel like Bo Nix has been playing the last 10 years.
Yeah, he's been there a while. I agree.
Georgia owns Bo Nix.
That's
that
right.
is a fact.
That is
Which
right.
we own basically everybody the last 2 years.
But
of
I'm
college
just
football.
saying, when he was at
Everybody for
Auburn,
sure last
Georgia owned him. He moved to Oregon. Georgia owned him. I mean,
He's only 23 years old.
Man, he feels older than that. I guess because he plays the freshman.
I just feel like he's been playing forever.
All right, guys, real quick, we're going to take our final commercial break. We'll be back to talk a little more football after the break, and we've got a little game we're going to play with the letter A. So make sure you stay tuned. We'll be back right after this break. Welcome back to the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Premier Properties. We're here for our final segment. Let's dive in. We've got a little game we're going to play. Again, stole this from the internet, but that's what it's there for. I mean, it's for people like me to pick and choose what we want to do. But we're going to name our top 5 things that begin with the letter A, and it can be literally anything. It could be people, it could be food, it could be an object, anything you got in the world that starts with the letter A. Name me your top 5, starting with number 5 and working up. And again, as we talked about off there, this is harder than it sounds. It's hard to think of some words. So, Law, we'll do we need to go do everybody's 5, or do you want to do everybody's 5 to 1 at a time? What you think, Hype?
Let's do everybody's 5.
Everybody's 5. All right, we'll
mix it up a little bit.
We'll go left to right. Start with your 5, Law. That starts with the letter A.
It was really hard. First of all, it was hard to find A's, and second of all, it was hard to rank them once I did find them.
Yes, I had a tough time.
So I had a tough time. And because I would generally have always put these up toward the top. Atlanta Braves is my number 5. Atlanta Braves.
That's a good choice.
Haley told me to say Atlanta, but there's a lot of things I don't like about Atlanta, so I had to throw Braves with it. Mm-hmm. But in general, I do like Atlanta as our capital. But
solid pick. What you got?
Y'all are going to think this is weird. Apricot jam. Have you ever had apricot jam?
I have not.
I don't think
it is
either.
good.
I would have
It's really good.
I don't even like apricots. I don't.
Hey, that's the fun of this game.
And then you put it on just put on some toast.
And I feel
it's
like
okay
you're
on crackers,
mispronouncing
but
it. Is it apricot or apricot?
I mean, I've heard it both ways.
We all knew what he was. We all knew what he was referencing.
I don't ever had an apricot.
Hey, if you're a listener to the show and you make some good apricot jam, hit us up.
Yes.
All right, my number 5. I almost went with Atlanta because I was thinking Braves, Hawks, Falcons, and I'd have been fine with that, but I didn't. And I went with Apple devices. Okay, I think the technology game, cell phones, the MacBook. We're advanced, and I'm grateful for my Apple devices that make life a lot easier.
I'm way more of an Apple guy than any other.
Yeah,
electronic.
All right, number 4.
That's a good one. That's good. Apple devices. My second one, because I'm a large guy, I don't know if y'all can tell, because I feel like height zooms in on my fat butt, but appetizers.
You said height. Like you running the camera.
Yeah.
Oh,
appetizers.
I
can have a
good one.
If you're just out there in Radio Land listening only, he is close to 3 bills, if not.
Not close. I'm right on the money, baby. I'm on the money with 3 bills. So I can have a meal. We go to a restaurant, especially when we're on vacation, especially the beach. Mm-hmm. Nothing but appetizers. Like
the whole meal.
We went to Panama. That's all. I just ordered one
so
appetizer.
Good, aren't they?
Once we demolish those, I'm right into another appetizer.
You know why I like that too? And Jeremy and I have done that before. Just order a bunch of appetizers.
Oh yes,
because you get to sample. You get you get to sample a bunch of different things.
Such a variety.
That's right.
That's good.
That's a good one, Hyde. Good one, Law.
Appetizer.
It's so good. It was almost as good as
Haley. Give me that one. Shout out to Haley because I struggled with it.
It's hard, man. Now that I think about it, appetizers would have probably been higher if I would have thought about that for me.
I wish I really like how you and Haley just really work together on this show. I think this show's been.
Some
great
would say we're 2 that have become 1
because of the show.
The show has brought us even closer.
Oh, shout out to our number 1 fan, Haley. All right.
The appetizers were way better than what I had. It was way better.
And that's just 4, so he's got 3 better.
Yeah, and it makes me. I feel sad about my list because that one was so good. And you had Atlanta as 5, and then went to appetizers.
So you was thinking, oh man, the rest of it.
But your dad will appreciate this. Apples,
yeah.
And
Honey
Crisp.
Really?
Honey Crisp apples. So my top 2 apples are Honey Crisp and a Golden Delicious.
Man, they're good.
I like Golden
Some
Delicious.
people like the Granny Smith. I'm not a fan of Granny Smith.
They're a little sour. Turn your mouth inside out.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Them Honey Crisps are good. One thing about Big Kev, he's going to work every day with an apple and a pocket knife. You can bet
Yeah.
that.
Really?
Every day.
That's what me and one of the many things me and Big Kev have in common.
And if you think for a second it scares him, the idea of like a teacher not having a pocket knife at school, he's going to have his just to cut his apple at lunch. Just to cut
Dull
his
as
apple.
piss.
Somebody
Just
might
only
catch a
cuts
shiv,
apple.
too, but-
That's a good one. My number 4, I went with my favorite Brave of all time, Andrew. Andrew Jones is my number 4.
Real quick, the lovely Donna Sapp also commented on that Andrew is even in consideration for the Hall of Fame over Otis Nixon. She said, best center fielder ever to come out of the Braves organization, Otis Nixon.
All right, we've given Donna enough airtime. Shout out
I'm
Donna.
just saying.
We love Donna. We love
I
Donna.
had forgot about the Otis Nixon
but
comment.
Respectfully, she can stick to the kitchen stuff and let us handle the baseball.
Yikes.
Yikes. There goes
Donna,
Donna.
take your money back. I need you to take your money back.
I say
All right,
that
Law.
with love.
As you shake your ice up, give us your number 3, Law.
Ooh, number 3. Also, because I'm about 3 bills, so these are only going to get better because of me. Automobiles, because I don't like walking anywhere. I don't like
Being 3 bills is tough to walk in.
Yeah, I don't like exercise. Anything that I got to put forth any effort whatsoever.
Physical.
I really, in general, don't like it.
You are a thinker. Like,
So
thinking's easy.
Automobiles, I just thank God
Working,
every
not so
day
much.
for the guy
Shout
that
out
invented
Henry.
the automobile. But
Henry Ford?
didn't. come
Henry
up
Ford
with-
didn't?
He did not invent the automobile.
Okay, I was shooting for nip. I don't know. I'm not.
He
even-
invented the cheap automobile
and the assembly lines.
The assembly line.
Okay.
Oh, that could have
There's
been
still
on the
a
list.
Assembly line. All right, go ahead. Number 3.
Made products more affordable.
I had Atlanta Braves as 3.
Okay.
They've just brought me a lot of joy over the years.
Glad you ranked them higher. I felt bad about ranking them.
If they don't win the World Series, are they 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can just think back to when I was a little kid.
Even
living
when they
in-
were trash.
lived in Virginia, and my dad would come home from work. We'd watch the Braves, and I'd be
You
like,
lived in Virginia?
yeah,
I didn't know that
yeah.
either.
Thought you
For-
were just East
for a
Dublin
little
through and
while.
through.
I like
No,
that.
I've lived in Savannah, Alabama, Virginia.
What?
See, I like
Never
that
knew
the
that.
fan base for the Braves
I mean,
is so
my dad
broad.
worked shutdowns with
Yeah.
construction companies, and we'd move around a little bit.
Never knew
Sometimes he'd go, and then we would just come anyway. Doesn't
that.
matter.
Braves 3. All right. My 3.
TBS, America's team.
There you go.
My 3, apple pie. Parlayed off of his apple, but I do
Well,
like a
you
good apple
You went
pie.
over that last week, and I think I had put apple pie at the bottom. I like a delicious.
I love apple pie. Will you throw some ice cream, a hot apple pie,
Cherry,
some ice
cherry
cream?
pie
that
is
is
better
good.
than apple
That's
pie.
My
Cherry pie is better to me.
Okay.
my,
To you.
my Aunt Brenda made
Your
some
list.
some apple crisp.
When we get the C's,
It's kind of like an apple dumpling.
cherry pie. Yes, my
With
mom
ice cream
makes
on
them.
top?
My gosh,
Oh my
they're so
God,
good.
they're so good.
They have like a little cinnamon flavor on it. Oh
Yes.
boy.
I don't really like cinnamon, but on apple pies, it's good.
All right, we're in the top 2 now. This is where it gets good.
Here goes up with the 3 bills. I'm working on 300 again. Air conditioner.
Oh, you got
Oh, that's a great one.
man.
I would never, like if I had a time, I could time travel. I'm never
first.
go back in that time period that there's no air conditioning. Like I'm gonna go find out where air conditioner is, and then be like,
That's your
stop. I
cutoff
can't.
date.
I'm not going any further back than that. I don't care about any of those people. I don't know how they lived without air conditioning.
Some people have said that the invention of the air conditioner was the worst thing for humanity because it has made us lazy.
Man, it's so good.
Or I'll be lazy.
So good.
And I'm gonna tell you what, I'd go back in time and hug that guy. Because I don't know how. Yesterday it was 103 when I went out and got in my truck.
Yeah, it was brutal.
One for sure.
And when you live in hell, this is pretty much where we're at right now.
It's hot.
I mean, nuts. I don't know how you live without.
That's a good one, Law. All
little,
right, height.
little preview of the afterlife for some folks.
Number 2, height.
Number 2 for me, Alan Jackson. If some of you
That's
remember
good.
Heights High Five, he was my favorite country artist.
Yeah.
So,
I do like him. I do like
That
I
was
said
four-
he's
that was
my
four.
favorite.
That was 4 Law.
Me and a guy had a discussion this weekend about Bluesman. Favorite version of Bluesman. He said Alan Jackson by far. I was like, I agree. It's good. It's good. I'm a Hank
It's
guy.
really good.
I'm more of a Hank guy, but I like Alan Jackson.
Alan's
That's a
solid.
great. I didn't know we could do names. I didn't.
It literally, I mean, I couldn't have said any more that it's anything. Like I think I said names,
Yeah.
just anything. But you don't listen per usual, so
Or read.
or do anything.
I hate you.
My number, so my number 1 is kind of now I got to switch them around. My
Did you
number
do your
1,
two? Did you do your 2?
Where
yeah,
would
well,
you?
I know it.
Okay, I just want to make sure you didn't.
But I don't want my number one was air conditioning. But you already said it, so now it kind of takes the sting out of it. So I'm just gonna put it at 2 for me.
I really almost put air conditioner at 1.
I'm gonna put it at 2, but it was my one. Air conditioning, couldn't imagine life without it. So thanks, Law. I should have went first.
I mean, you're pushing 300 also.
I'm not. I'm fat, but I'm not to 300 yet. Not yet. Nor will I.
Mine's mostly muscle.
Some would argue,
among other things.
All right, what's your number one? Your greatest thing you can think of with the letter A.
America.
Oh, and he put
I chose America.
That was
I
your
had
one?
America as one as well.
That's what I'm talking about, baby. Hey, listen, if you're not proud to be an American, and I don't care what's going on.
Even though they didn't
Listen,
let you finish
here's
out
what
in the
needs-
Marines.
Here's what here's what needs to happen. That you need to get a passport and go visit other places. This is the biggest, to me, to make you support America. They should require it. Is the first thing I'm going to go protest something in America and I'm going to do something in America. All right, we're finna put you on vacation. We'll pay. America's going to pay for it. And we're going to send you to other places in the world and then come back and fuss about America. Because I've been around the world.
Yeah, you have.
I'm going to tell you what. There's no place better than America.
Man.
None.
Wow. What a guy.
None. I'm glad you picked number 1, too. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's my point.
2 social studies guys right
2
here.
history guys. Yep. That's a good
I
one.
mean,
I mean, we've
You
had
think about it.
our
We-
problems, but all places have
Everybody,
had their
every place has got problems.
It's nuts.
You know, everybody's got corrupt officials and
Oh, yeah.
you know, lazy people or whatever's going like.
Why you look at me when you said lazy?
You're just across the table.
Air conditioning, automobiles.
But I mean, we're the greatest defenders of freedom in the world of history of the world,
I agree.
and we've afforded people more opportunities
And still
than any
do.
place.
I mean, we give money like it's going out of style to other countries. Poor countries.
Anyway.
We give them food. I mean,
So America, and you know, I'm a proud American, and I've benefited from all the.
it's my favorite holiday. July 4th is my favorite holiday.
I love July 4th,
Favorite holiday.
and then Shelby will make that.
Little mixed dessert with the strawberries and blueberries.
man,
Yeah,
really
truffle.
like-
That's
Truffle.
good.
Yeah,
That's
the man is
That's
good.
stuff.
Shelby, go ahead and make one of those.
She's not going to listen, probably so. All right, so a little less patriotic here. It's going to sound a lot less important than America.
You had air conditioning.
Did have air conditioning, but my new number one now is Alfredo sauce.
Dude, that's so bad. That's a terrible.
Dude, I love
It was
Alfredo
number two.
sauce. It was
Well,
number
the
two.
fact that it
number
was
two.
2.
I can't even believe you had it as 2.
Why is it even in your top 5?
Why wouldn't it be? Love
Terrible
Alfredo
choice.
sauce on pasta. Love it on pizza. Love it on bread.
And how are you not 300? That's like gravy. That's like pouring straight gravy down your.
Man, I love some Alfredo sauce. I mean,
I
I
like
could go.
Alfredo, but I didn't put that on top.
And I know it's not like home Alfredo made, but I could go to Olive Garden and eat like their Alfredo linguine and stuff
I do like
for days. I mean, so
but it's to me Alfredo sauce.
hey,
it's kind of hit or miss. Where
it
you
comes
go?
up. Well, I'm in my list. It's the good kind though, the kind I like.
Yeah, the kind you like.
Yeah.
I got you.
So I mean, it comes a little short in comparison to America.
Shelby make a good Alfredo.
She's not a huge Alfredo. If we do noodles or pots, it's going to be some sort of spaghetti.
Is she a really good cook? Like, is she
yeah.
whips it up in the kitchen?
She can cook. She does.
I mean,
I had never seen that.
have you seen this girl?
He was like that before
She
they
must
got
be
married.
doing something right, or he's
Not
eating
quite
before he
like
gets
this.
home.
I need her. I need to sample some of her dishes.
She makes it very good. My favorite meal she makes a Tuscan chicken that is very good. That comes with pasta, and it's Alfredo. It's like an
Sounds
Alfredo based
I'm just disappointed that she's never had me
and
over for dinner.
stuffed shells. Because I'm an Italian. Like I'm an Italian.
Are you Italian?
I'm part Italian.
Is he an Italian name? I don't feel like
You trace it
I don't
far
feel
enough
like he was an Italian name. More
But I
definitely English.
I like Italian food, and she makes the stuffed shells that are very good. So
Oh,
don't stuff them with meat though. They'd probably be better if they had some sort of meat in them. It's all different cheeses and stuff. Which
Next
is good.
time
be
she
good.
cooks something
It is.
good, have me. I need to be there.
Call-
she's gonna be
Me
real
and-
disappointed in you for
me
these
and Hank.
comments.
I'm
you
just saying.
said.
I want to eat her. I want to eat the food.
I want to test it out. Haley's an excellent cook. Excellent cook. I don't know that she's ever made anything that I didn't like.
Yeah, but I mean, I tell Shelby,
My
that,
wife
I'm
made
not,
chicken and dumplings when we first got married. It was
not
atrocious. I mean, the people
But
that
you're
like
used-
no, but I hate chicken and dumplings. So if
What
anybody
about,
likes,
wasn't there a
I
story
love
with Carly
chicken
and
and
Buck
dumplings.
too? Didn't he? She cooked some.
whenever I was living with them,
Yeah.
dude, she made roast and potatoes, and I love roast. Dude, this was a hockey
love
puck.
Carly.
It was and love Carly. It was a hockey puck.
She's killing you when she hears this.
Me and Buck, she knows. She thinks it's funny too. Me and Buck were like, we were eating all the potatoes and carrots, talking about how I was like, man, these potatoes are good. Well, then we get up and go to work next day. And this true story, Carly used to pack our lunches in little brown paper sacks.
No.
We get to work, open it up, roast potatoes, throw it in the trash, got school bus.
That's horrible.
Oh, that is great. All
Oh
right.
my God.
We ran out of time. Bring us home. Bring us home, Height.
Wow.
Be sure to check us out on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Big Ugly Sports, and the BigUglySportsShow.com is our webpage.
I always forget what the other person.
You don't really have anything.
Subscribe to YouTube. Like us.
Again, we are the Big Ugly Sports Show, brought to you by Premier Properties of Dublin. We appreciate all of our sponsors. We thank you for joining us with us today. We didn't get a chance to dive into it, but shout out Stet. Just shout out Stet.
I had an honorable mention on honorable mention Advil.
Advil's a good one. Old pain reliever. But we appreciate your time, guys. Wherever you're at today, whatever you're doing, make sure you get up on that bus.
Yeah, I'm back now. Yeah, they call me Big Roger. Yeah, but sometimes in they cut, they call me Bevo Lottie. We stay with the facts that you know we gon' discuss. Fussing or fighting, yeah, we get up on that bus. Yeah.